After the Great Fire. If you travel this way, south, for a long time, you'll cross deserts, you'll cross mountains, you'll cross the ocean eventually, and then you'll get to the jungle, the Amazon rainforest. But if you keep going further down along the river, you'll find Sararuma. Now, Sararuma is this great, evil wizard. He cannot truly live, and therefore he envies and tries to kill the things that can. And once, he almost destroyed the entire world. Almost. Now, Sararuma was particularly jealous of the Yurakare peoples, because they were happy and healthy, and they lived well in harmony, and they had so many beautiful fruit trees by the side of the river. And Sararuma decided to destroy them. And in the night, he set fire to those magnificent fruit trees and watched them go up in flames. Now, if Sararuma had just done that, the people would have been saved, because they would have all come together and carried buckets and buckets of water from the river to put out the fire. But Sararuma did not do only that. Sararuma went to the people and woke them up and said, Look at the fire. Look, your fruit trees are being destroyed. And you see those people on the other side of the river. They were the ones that set fire to your fruit trees. They wanted to destroy all of you, to take your lands. Go, destroy them before they can destroy you. And the people, consumed by rage, dropped their buckets, left the fruit trees to burn, and raced to the other side of the river to set fire to the fruit trees of the neighboring tribe. And pretty soon, the entire world was in flames. Only 2 people survived, a man and a woman. They had begged their leaders to make peace, but finally they realized that if they did not escape, they would die as well. And so they hid themselves deep in a hole in the ground, and they waited. It is a terrible thing to wait, is it not? The hole was small and dark and cramped and crowded, and it is quite difficult to live in such close quarters with somebody, even if you love them. And sometimes they would find themselves fighting, and there wasn't really anywhere to go when they were mad at each other, and sometimes they would even wish that they could set fire to each other. But of course, they weren't about to do that. They had already seen what happened. And finally, after so much time had passed, they felt that maybe, just maybe, it was safe enough to go back outside. But they were careful after all, because they were quite smart. And so the man crawled out to the top of the hole and took a twig with him, and carefully extended the twig out the top of the hole and brought it back down. The twig had burst into flames. It's still not time, he said, and went back down. The next day, the woman crawled out with another twig and put it out. It burst into flames again. And this happened every day for 8 days, until finally, on the 8th day, when the woman held out the twig, it was still cold to the touch. And then, blinking in the harsh sunlight, they crawled out of the hole and looked around at the world that was left behind. Ashes everywhere. There was nothing left. And as they crawled out into this terrible new reality, Sararuma appeared, billowing with his great wet red cape in the wind. "Ha!" he said. "You thought you would escape me, but now there is nothing left. You too will die." "No," said the woman. No, we won't. We have each other. You are alone in the world. What does it matter if you have each other? You too will fight and kill each other. No, we won't, said the woman. If we didn't in the hole, we're not going to out here. We'll work together. We'll start again. We'll have children. What sort of world will you be bringing them into? Said Sararuma, suddenly feeling that he was shrinking a little bit, terrified that how these two people could suddenly seem bigger than he was. We will plant, said the man. We have seeds, said the woman. We will start over, said the man, brushing away ashes and revealing the dirt underneath. No, cried Sararuma, but he found himself shrinking smaller and smaller. We will start again, they said together. And Sararuma vanished into a puff of ash. And from underneath the ashes, the man and the woman saw a tiny little plant starting to grow.